What if the thing terrifying you right now is not actually happening? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Look around. Is the thing you are afraid of actually here? Or is it happening inside your mind? Because a surprising amount of human suffering comes from this. We experience the future before the future arrives. What if I lose everything? What if they leave? What if I fail? What if I get sick? What if this business does not work? What if nobody cares about what I create? What if I made a wrong decision? What if my life never becomes what I thought it would? Notice what sits underneath almost every one of those fears. What if? The mind takes a possibility, turns it into a prediction, and then the body reacts as though the prediction is already reality. Your chest tightens, your heart speeds up, your stomach turns, you cannot sleep, you replay conversations that never happened, you grieve losses you have not experienced, you prepare yourself for disasters that may never come. Nothing has happened yet, but your body is already living through it. That is the strange thing about anxiety. The future may be imaginary, but the suffering you create around it can be completely real. Think of fear like a smoke detector. You need one. If there is actually a fire, you want that alarm screaming. But imagine a smoke detector that goes off every time you make a toast. Eventually, that alarm itself becomes part of the problem. And human beings have been wrestling with this for thousands of years. Jesus warned against borrowing tomorrow's troubles. The Stoics kept asking, what is actually within my control right now? Buddhist practice teaches you to notice a thought without automatically becoming the thought. Different traditions, different language, same invitation. Do not confuse what your mind is imagining with what your life is actually asking of you. Because fear is not always irrational. Sometimes fear is information. If a car is coming towards you, move. If your business is bleeding money, look at the numbers. If your relationship is falling apart, have the conversation. If something feels wrong with your health, get it checked. And if anxiety becomes overwhelming, getting real support is not some kind of spiritual failure. Prayer can help. Meditation can help. Therapy can help. Medicine can help. Wisdom is not pretending the problem does not exist. Wisdom is using the right tool for the problem in front of you. But here's where we get ourselves into trouble. There's a huge difference between saying, I might lose my job, let me update my resume, save some money, and prepare, and saying, what if I lose my job, then lose my house, then everybody leaves me, then my entire life falls apart. One is preparation, the other is your imagination turning against you. The problem is not that your mind can imagine the future. That is one of its gifts. The problem begins when you forgot that you are imagining it. A possibility becomes a prediction becomes certainty, and suddenly you are suffering over something that has not even happened. Sometimes we suffer something 5 times, 10 times, 100 times in our mind before life ever asks us to experience it once, and sometimes it never happens at all. Think about that. How many nights have you lost over conversations that never happened? How many moments have you missed because you were mentally living inside a future that never arrived? How many times have you punished yourself for a rejection that never came, a failure that never happened, a disaster that existed only as a movie inside your head? How much of your actual life have you sacrificed trying to survive something that only existed in your imagination? So the next time fear arises, do not immediately believe the story attached to it. Ask yourself, is the danger actually happening right now? What do I know for certain? Rather than, what am I predicting? And most importantly, what can I do now? If there is something you can do, do it. Make the call, have the conversation, prepare, save the money, leave, apologize, train, set the boundary, publish the thing, take the risk, ask for help, take the next real step, but do not leave the pain twice. Once in your imagination, and then again if life actually brings it. And if there is absolutely nothing you can do in this moment, come back. Feel your feet on the ground. Take one breath. Look around the room. Listen to the sounds around you. Return from the imaginary future to the only place where your power has ever existed. Here. The goal is not to never feel fear again. Fear is human. The goal is to stop allowing imaginary futures to repeatedly steal a life that is happening now. Because you cannot act tomorrow. When tomorrow arrives, it will be now. You cannot change yesterday. Whatever healing is possible happens now. You cannot build a business next year. You send a message now. You make the call now. You create now. So, remember, you are not every thought your mind produces. A thought can appear without becoming your reality. Create. Choose your next move from awareness, not panic. And experience, because yesterday exists now as a memory. Tomorrow exists now as imagination. But your life, your actual life, it is happening here. And sometimes peace does not come from finally controlling the future. Sometimes peace begins when you realize the future is not here yet.